I'm the only child in the family. So I think it was a big
yeah, it was such a big deal.
What happened is that I come from a single family. I was raised by my mom, and apparently, I think 5 years ago, she passed on. So now my auntie and my uncle had to become like my parents for the wedding, but I appreciate they did a good job. The morning of my wedding, in fact, I can say the whole night was just a morning because we couldn't sleep also. The entire night, I slept at my friend's place. It's called Frank. The guy we were with in campus. Has been a good friend to me. He was my roommate, I think, all through campus. So I think that was a better placed place to spend. Fast, breakfast, breakfast fast. So after we did breakfast, now we waited and for at least we started preparing. Good fun. It was good fun, it was like back in high school or something, guys as a group now trying to dress up together, telling this guy your shirt umefunga vibaya and button, looking out for each other, trying to have the best look. So it was exciting. I was also imagining how she was looking on the other side. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out because the dress had been hidden. That one was a cat and mouse thing. When it's in the car, I'm not supposed to go down to the car. So I was just trying to figure out how she should look.
I spent at my sister's place. It was a full house because my mother was there, my grandmother was there, my aunties, so many relatives. As in, the house was just upside down. And my grandmother insisted that night that she had to bless me, she had to pray. So I went to bed, I think, at 2 a.m. I'd put an alarm for 6 in the morning because I slept at 2. So I said 4 hours would be enough, but of course I couldn't sleep. So I woke up before my alarm went off. Guys were already up. I could hear my mom talking in the background, so I decided to wake up. My bridesmaids now started coming in. First one came in, and they started dressing up. And then Joy came in. Joy was doing my makeup as well. So when the hair was done, she was there. And of course, when she came, I was happy because, it was now, we're like, oh, it's finally happening. There was someone to psych me up, and she did my makeup. I also made sure my bridesmaids were looking okay because their dress had detail. The tailor came and pressed them, so at least even as she was there on time, the dresses were pressed. They wore them. I was happy with the look. Then now I dressed up.
Also talking to my best man, finding out what is going on. Is the lady coming out or the aunties are bringing issues, So, but he told me things are looking up. Normal procedure, you have to at least is called. I would want to use a word like what, coerce. No, at least the aunties, So yeah, so. Then I talked to him, then he told me, I think they're ready, so we decided to go to the venue. So we drove to the venue, at least with 3 of my groomsmen. It took around 15 minutes. There was no traffic from Nairobi West up to Westlands.
I love you so much.
I love you too.
Oh, you are my baby. I love you. I'm giving you to Tony. Be good to him as you have been good to us.
There was a moment there when now the women come and start singing, then you're like, wow, this is actually happening. They were so loud. I was like, we're going to be chased out of this estate. And they sang for long. I don't know. I think they were being given a hard time or something. As in, they wanted to give the guys who had come to pick me a hard time. My dad is unwell. He couldn't make it for the wedding. He's very, very sick, so he actually was at home while all this was happening. Of course, I wished so much that he could be there to see, because he doesn't even understand that it happened. He doesn't know. So it was kind of sad. I think when we went for the dowry, he understands. I'm not sure.
I think he understands, but sometimes he forgets.
And then it's so sad because he doesn't even know. You know, it would be nice if he knew at least one of his daughters did a wedding. Yeah. I was praying that there won't be any traffic, but there was a bit of traffic. I was just hoping it will clear up and we'll get there on time, because the wedding was supposed to start at 10. Then I know him, he's already there. I'm like, oh my God, we've made him wait for so long. He's wondering, he's getting anxious, wondering whether the aunties have refused for me to come. So I was just hoping that we can move as fast, but it wasn't really bad. You know, Mombasa Road can really get bad.
Yeah.
Thankfully, there was traffic, but it was moving. We took maybe half an hour, to get to the venue. First of all, I saw another wedding. It was in the church. And I was like, wow, this is going to mess us up. Because there's another wedding, people are going to go into that wedding, and what does it mean? Maybe they will use also facilities, or other people who are going to that wedding will come to our wedding. Because, you know, you have to pass through the church in order to get into the garden. So that threw me off balance. At first, seeing that wedding, I'm seeing the other colors over there. The parking is full. There's nowhere to park. That I was a bit thrown aback. But I said, I won't let that get to me. So we stayed there for some time in the parking. I don't know what was going on, by the way. We had to stay outside for some time. I saw the deco and I was happy because I saw the tents. They were already pitched. They were looking so nice. Even the church, I saw a lot of flowers. And I was like, wow, at least that's one thing I really prayed that would go well, and it went well. We had a stretch tent. So when we just took the corner and I saw them, and I could see the reception where they had put lanterns and the parasols were facing down. It looked really pretty. I was already excited. I even forgot about the other wedding, so that at least calmed my soul.
First of all, I'm saying, thank goodness she's here, at least.
I'm not so late.
Yeah, she's not late. And I'm just anxious. I mean, I'm waiting to see her come out of the car and to walk towards me. When she came out of that car, I can tell you, it was breathtaking. I mean, it was seriously breathtaking. You know, I thought of myself as a very hardcore, I would say, guy, or you know, who knows how to handle your feelings and everything, but I got mixed reactions at that moment. I didn't know whether to be surprised, whether to be excited. I was like, oh, wow. It was a wow moment completely. I would say very, very, like, one of those things you say, this is a feeling that I've never really, really had to experience in my life.
The feeling was like, wow, this is it. It's actually happening. And it's like our relationship all this time was just coming to this. It was a very defining moment, and I don't know what happened. The moment I got out of that car, I was just shaking. I couldn't even. I was shaking like a leaf, as in there was just all those emotions coming down. You're like, wow, it's been how long we've been planning this? It's finally happening. As in now, this is it. you know, walking down, you're like, I'm going now to the man of my dreams, and then we're going to exchange vows, and we're going to be husband and wife. And it's final, you know? There's no turning back. It's a moment of no turning back. It was really special. It was a wonderful feeling. I had to have the moment when I'm alone, my special moment, just walking alone, as in so that everyone can see everything that I put together, my dress. I didn't even see anyone. I couldn't see nobody. I didn't even notice. I only saw my mom because I was walking a distance and then meeting her. And then even when she held my hand, I forgot about her. I was just looking at him, and you know, I couldn't wait for the vows and everything.
I'm just dazed. And she was really looking beautiful, I can say. She was amazing. Everything was just fitted in perfect. You know, for her, she was really anxious. Am I going to look well? Am I going to look this way? But I think the people who did the makeup, the hair, the dress, and everything, it was just perfect. So for me, I couldn't just wait. I just wanted to see her by my side. So I was just anxious and waiting for her to come to my side where I was, and at least get to start the procession and everything.
Upendo wa Mungu Baba ni wa ajabu. Upendo wa Mungu Baba ni wa ajabu. Waweza kwenda juu, waweza kwenda chini, waweza kwenda mbele, waweza kwenda nyuma, upande kwa mataifa yote.
I just remember I remember the part where he said the way he used to date the wife. They didn't meet. She was just a chick. Alikuwa ule demwa, sijui number what. Yeah. They grew up together.
But it was never a relationship, you know. So eventually one day, when like, yeah, that chick is beautiful.
Kumbe anakuanga. That's what he said.
Yeah. So
it was interesting. I was happy that at least we met. You know, it's always nice when you have that. You can remember that, oh, we met, he said this, I said that, and it was like a special moment. Not just someone who you just used to bump into each other and say hi, and that's it.
I married someone from our estate, so I don't know if that was, I mean, I saw her from when we were small. I think at some point after high school, I realized that, your day was 710, kwetu kulikuwa 13. So we were 710, anakuanga. So this, I mean, when Adam saw Eve and exclaimed and said, at last, she's part of my own flesh and bone. And she'll be called a woman because she was taken out of a man. And this, I think, is the number one thing that you need to know. And if you're going to have a marriage that will bring glory and honor to God.
At that moment, I think someone has to go through it to understand. There's so much you're thinking of. You're thinking this is forever. And also another thing is that you've been waiting for this ever since you're a small kid. And myself as a bride in a Cinderella dress. Yeah. So it was nice for it to finally come through.
For me, especially when we were saying the vows, I was like, now, at least I'm getting to, this was a serious moment for me. I was actually saying I do to the woman that I'm going to spend the rest of my life with, the woman who is going to be the mother of our kids. And it was a special moment because we were getting to do it in front of all our family members and friends. And it had gotten to a point whereby this, I think it was a biological clock. This was happening. It was happening at the right moment. Everything was going on perfectly. She was looking beautiful as ever. So for me, I was like, yeah, finally, I got my match.
I, Anthony, take you, Rhoda, to be my wife, to have and to hold, from this day forward, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer,
Sickness and in health, to love and to cherish, till death do us part, according to God's holy law. And this is my solemn vow.
Very good. Makofi tafadhali.
wife when we are married. So it was one of those things you say, now the deal has been sealed. This is a sign and a proof that we are legally together, and we could keep it safe for us now to at least move on to the next level in life.
It's like now sealing the deal. After the vows, now this actually makes it binding and it's forever. So it was also another moment you're like, wow, this paper, I should keep it very well. Dancing out of the place is when I couldn't even relax. I remember him telling me, relax, relax, because I was still just trembling from the whole vows bit and the signing bit. You know, that is a very serious, I thought for me it was like the most serious part of the day. He reminded me while we were dancing out, try and do the now, because even if you see the video, I couldn't even dance. I think I had like 2 left feet at that time. Take photos in my first dress, and then now I went and changed while the rest of the bridal party were having a cocktail. It wasn't a hassle. There were two girls helping me, so one held the top part, the other one was tying the ties, and within 5 minutes we were done, and then touch up a bit on makeup. The second dress, I got it for almost 60. The first one wasn't much. I think it was around 40, when you convert it's around 42, around 45,000.
First, before I saw the other dress, I was meant to wait outside the door. And she came out. For me, I was like, I didn't even know there was another dress, by the way.
It was a surprise.
So it was actually a surprise, because me, I thought, now that was it. Then I'm like, wow.
Stopped being nervous, and the dress I was in was lighter. I could move much easily in that dress, and it was nice, the women coming to collect us. I think the reception was my favorite because we danced, we really got down. We had a very nice MC, and he had a hype man.
Basically, it was just advice, normally, advice, encouragement.
And they were so happy. They were just saying the way they are proud that they have come all this way just to witness this occasion. It is a very wonderful thing. All the kids who are not married, please follow in their footsteps. So
The
it
doors
was
have
nice.
been opened.
Yes.
And obey the rules, because marriage is intricate. It has its own rules, and you cannot emulate. Nobody should tell you. You should emulate. Each marriage is unique. So it is you two who are going to sit down and construct a picture of your own marriage.
How do I call it? It's one of Jessica Parker from Sex and the City. One of her outfits. It's a puffed up skirt with a bodysuit tucked inside, red and black. I love Jessica Parker. She's one of my favorite fashion people I look up to. As in, whatever she wears is always just out of this world. Most brides know nowadays that the wedding night is overrated, as in it's so exhausting, especially when you don't have a wedding planner.
I think That bit, I think, is mostly fairy tale, because by the time you are done with the wedding and you have gotten the chance to be, the two of you, in fact, we were so exhausted. We were really tired. And all we could even think about was now just at least laying our feet first, removing shoes.
We wanted to talk about how the day was.
Yeah.
And just, wow, how was it? I mean, it was nice.
It was overwhelming, for sure. Why would you want to try and perform, then fail?
Exactly.
So at least get rejuvenated, re-energized.
Then you can do all that in
then
your
at
honeymoon.
least, yes, and there's still time, there's still honeymoon. So there's no pressure. I think there's no pressure to consummate. There's nowhere she's running.
We're in Thailand. We stayed for 2 days in Bangkok. And in Bangkok we went to Dream World. And then we did a bit of, we were just around. The first day when we arrived at 12, at midday, so we wanted to rest. Then the next day is when we also just did a bit of sightseeing. Then the third day is when we went to Dream World. Dream World is like what is it called
Like
now?
Disney,
Amusement park.
Yeah, it's like Disney in
And the games
States.
there were crazy. Oh my goodness, it was such an experience. What can I call them? The swings that go up and they turn you upside down, then they bring you down, they take you up. It was a nice. It was, I think, one of our best moments.
It was fun, but at least it was also an experience, and I can tell you for sure, it was one experience that you should not miss when you go to Bangkok. Their Dream World is just out of this world. By the time we were staying there for almost the entire week, we were craving for ugali and
We
skuma.
missed food, our food. We were just wanted to. By the way, we said when we come, we're eating ugali, skuma for a whole week. We came to the Samantha Bridal Expo. We actually got someone for photography there. I chose the people who are close to me, like my favorite cousin, my friend who's been with me. She's called Kate. She's been with me throughout. Like, she's been one of my good friends ever since we started working together. And then I had to involve his family. I had his cousin and also one of my cousins. So it was basically family and very close friends. I just remember the first days. We formed a WhatsApp group, and then we were trying to discuss on which dress they're going to wear. So they would post pictures. I wanted ideas at first because I hadn't actually settled on one. So it was, I think we should not give your bridesmaids a leeway to choose dresses, because it brings a lot of friction, because now if you settle on one, they'll be like, why didn't you settle on mine? And all that. So I would advise every bride, have an idea of what you want your bridesmaids to have. Don't let them choose, or if you want them to choose, at least get a fabric and tell them they can do their thing with it, so that at least there's uniformity. But telling them to choose a design was one of the worst decisions I made. Ndoa was a real eye-opener. I would recommend for any couple who are planning to get serious or already married to go through Ndoa. It was very useful to us, because the things you learn there, they really take you to another level of the relationship. For example, you learn about characteristics, because you get to understand why he acts the way he does. He gets to understand why I am the way I am. You even do they teach you even on financial responsibilities. They teach you on stages of relationship, because when you meet at first it's dream, then you go to drama, and then discovery and depth. Yeah. So for us, it really worked wonders for us. Weddings have really changed, and what you have to do is have a budget, because you can really fantasize and say, wow, I want to be dropped in the venue using a chopper. I want to. The wedding industry in Kenya has really grown. Anything you want, you can actually get it. It's available, but the price is what really matters. So you need to have a budget. You have to have an idea and stick to it.
For me, my life lesson was that surround yourself with people who really matter. Surround yourself with people who would come through in times of need. And I think during this preparation of this wedding, her friends really came through. They were really true friends. I don't think we paid anyone to facilitate or to help us. When we started our meetings, we sat down and said this is what we want to do and everything, and everyone was positive, everyone was committed. I think our friends really matter. It is the people who you surround yourself with that really count. For me also, the guys who I met when I went to campus, I mean, that group of people, we stuck together all through the 4 years. Then after that, we still keep in touch. Those are the people I still called on to, and they're the people who were majority on the group, WhatsApp group, and they gave their all.